Welcome to another edition of SWIFT, ActionAid Nigeria's Triannual newsletter. Here are a few highlights of the progress made in our work with women, girls, persons with disabilities, and vulnerable communities between April and July 2021. Advancing women's rights. On 13th May 2021, history was made when the policy document abolishing harmful traditional norms, including female genital mutilation in Ilaoko community and Oforola ancient kingdom, was presented in an open declaration by the traditional rulers of both communities at the Oforola Women's Civic Center, Owerri West local government area of Imo State. This was achieved following consistent advocacy by ActionAid Nigeria's sub-grantee, Honor Birth Foundation, as part of the implementation of strengthening local women's rights organizations towards combating violence against women and girls, SLOCVAL. Supporting survivors and victims of human rights violations. ActionAid Nigeria is collaborating with Bureau Sectoral Group to provide empowerment and survival support to 500 victims and survivors of human rights violations in Nigeria. The response is prioritizing the survivors and victims of the EndSARS protest hijack or their families if the victim is dead. Beneficiaries also include security officials impacted negatively by the protests. This is a significant stride as Nigerians rebuild and draw lessons from the aftermath of arguably one of the most coordinated youth-led activism in Nigerian history. Preventing violent extremism. As part of effort to tackle violent extremism in the North Central, ActionAid Nigeria empowered 1,500 young men and women from 24 communities in Kogi and Nasarawa states with livelihood skills such as hairdressing, poultry, fashion design, welding, carpentry, graphics design and ICT, shoe and bag production, and catering. The beneficiaries received their business startup kits and rented shops worth a total of 79 million naira in June after successful completion of 3 to 6 months extensive training in their field of interest. This initiative is funded by the Global Community Engagement and Resilience Fund, GSERV. Leveraging private partnerships to end infanticide, ICO Insurance PLC is partnering with ActionAid Nigeria in its ongoing fight against infanticide in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory. ICO Insurance had earlier donated 3.1 million naira and presented an additional check of 1,474,800 naira in July, following its commitment to give 100 naira for every auto and traveler's insurance policy sold towards ending infanticide. In other news, ActionAid Nigeria recently signed actor, filmmaker and producer Femi Adebayo Salami as brand ambassador and fundraiser. Also in the news, ActionAid Nigeria's country director Enel B emerged as convener of the Civil Society Situation Room, harnessing the power in people. In June 2021, ActionAid Nigeria's local rights program closed out from Bauchi, Ondo, and the Akwa Ibom states. Since the inception, the program has reached over 100,000 persons in the 3 states with conscientization and empowerment programs by mobilizing communities and building their capacities to hold duty bearers to account, create the change they want to see, and transform their lives and communities. The community engagements have paid off as it has yielded much needed basic infrastructures such as schools, roads, and healthcare facilities. To read more on the impact of the local rights program, visit www.nigeria.actionaid.org. Providing life-saving assistance. Finally, ActionAid Nigeria is responding to the cholera outbreak in Bauchi State through the provision of cholera prevention kits to 1,500 households. 100 hygiene promoters, 20 house-to-house disinfection volunteers, and 500 water vendors have also been trained and equipped to combat the deadly endemic. The intervention, which is funded by Stat Fund and locally implemented by Fahimta, is ongoing in 4 local government areas: Bauchi, Toro, Das, and Ningi, in collaboration with Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Agency, Bauchi State Rural Water and Sanitation Agency, and Bauchi State Emergency Management Agency. Support us to do more.